Panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee and Panel.
All right, it is Coffee and here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday morning. It is August the 21st. I'm Joe Callahan. Thanks for joining us this morning. Bob Lauder could not be with us today. He's got other better things to do, so court stuff like that and all like that. But Garrett Mansuri's here. Hi, Garrett.
Good morning. Yes, I'm the fill-in, so I'm hoping to fill in for Bob.
Well, we always ask Bob a legal question. He never knows the answer. We go to Sue, and Sue gets the answer for us. So there you go. Well, we got no legal questions for you for today.
Okay, good.
Sue Tester-McKenzie from the Blackstone Valley Call-In-Times is here.
Good morning.
Good morning to you there, Sue. Nice of Garrett to join us because we're just a few days away from Twilight on the Blackstone.
Yes.
Which is on Saturday. Is it a sellout? That's what I'm hearing that, and then I'm hearing, no, there's a few left. So where do things stand?
Yeah, we actually got some flexibility from our chef this year. Normally, they cut us off on a certain amount of tickets, and the chef, Mike Hero, is going to do a great job for us. He said, keep on selling. So we're close to 300 people.
Yeah.
Which is going to be our biggest that we've done. So we're excited and nervous about it. We hope that everything goes off well. The weather's supposed to be amazing, so we lucked out there for sure. And it's just going to be logistics of being able to serve the people. So I hope that, and people have to understand, too, that it's not like going to a restaurant. It is a process that we have to basically build a small restaurant on the bridge for him to prep up all the food, get all the servers out to get the food out to people. So we do the best job that we can. And people have a great night out. So we're excited to have Kelly Lennon come and perform. It's our first time performing at the event. And we'll have Kasiros there too with the cash bar, so should be a beautiful night.
But I think that's an event where people understand it's not going to dinner. You're going to an event and you're going to socialize.
It's an experience,
It's dinner and dancing.
Right. It's not, like going to a wedding, you're going to an event, you're not expecting, waiter. You know what I mean?
Refill my water glass.
Right. So I think that's the least your concern.
Yeah.
All right. What is on the menu? Do you know, or is he keeping it a secret?
I can bring it up quickly. Hold on a second.
All right.
Yeah.
The only thing not that it bothers me about Twilight and the Blackstone, it's just, there's always people that don't get the word. And now here they come driving up in their car to try to go over the Court Street Bridge, and they can't. And then they start complaining on social media, what's going on? And why can't I do this? And this is out of the question. And I'm going to complain to whoever. And
but
wow,
you're always going to get that.
Well, you are.
You're going to get the people complaining about the event itself. You're going to get people complaining about the music in the park.
It's too loud.
Exactly. Why can't they play X? Or why can't it's just an unfortunate thing. But those that complain about such things complain about everything.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not anything new. So
no, and I've seen the same thing at Autumn Fest.
Yeah,
the people that live along the parade route. Hey, no one told me there was a parade.
It's only been how many years now? So
but anyway.
You'll get that all the time. It's unfortunate.
What do we got for food, Garrett?
So the menu will start with a charcuterie board. And then we will have a sopa de pescado blanco soup, which is like a white fish soup.
All right.
And then we'll have a Greek salad. And then it will be chicken saltimbocca as the main meal. And then dessert will be a Spanish custard with citrus, cinnamon, and topped with sugar. So.
Wow, very fancy.
But what was the first one? A zupa?
So that'll be a soup, like a white.
Right. No, I understand that, but the way you said it,
that's
I just had to correct.
To say it, I
guess. All right. Tickets are $75 per person. They're $150 per couple. I don't know. Are any tables left open too? Can you buy a table of 8?
We are pretty much sold out. But you can contact us and see if we can squeeze you in somewhere. So.
All right. And where can people go to buy tickets?
So the website is DWC, as Downtown Woonsocket Collaborative, DWC. And then the zip code for Woonsocket, 02895.org.
All right.
And where does the, if you don't mind my asking, this is one thing I never heard, the money go?
So the money goes to support the board operations and all the different initiatives that we try to do. We
The
do
events and such.
Yeah, like such
Okay.
as the holiday stroll, which is our biggest one, which we do some fundraising for, but it doesn't quite cover the
Right.
total cost of everything that we do. And then we have insurance expenses and whatnot. So all the money goes back into the community, though.
Right.
It goes to either board expenses or we give it back into the community. There are no salaries for any of the people, and we don't have to maintain an office anymore. So we try to keep all the money out in the community.
Right. And that's what I think. I don't think people realize that. You're doing it for the community. It's not going to the city, and there's a difference.
Yeah.
There is a difference. So.
Yeah.
All right, great. Well, sounds like going to be a great event, and it's this Saturday, the 23rd. And like you said, weather looks great for this coming Saturday night. So, all right. News that came out broke yesterday afternoon. Judge Frank Caprio passes away.
Yes.
Caught in Providence guy. He was 88 years old, battling pancreatic cancer, and just. So, anybody ever watched the Caught in Providence show?
I've seen. I didn't do. Some people were very, very much into watching it.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to catch some of the ones that he really went over and above to help.
Help. Okay.
And so, that I was very fortunate enough. A lot of people, might have tuned in occasionally and didn't see that. But that was quite something to see, quite frankly.
All right. Garrett, ever watched the Caught in Providence?
Not particularly, but I think he did a really great thing. I think he showed some compassion as a judge too, which I think is very uncharacteristic of so many others. Because he really tried to, and the whole point I think is, and maybe more judges should look into this, is how can we actually help these people and help them not get caught up in the system? Because I think it's frustrating for the police department to have arrest the same people over and over again, and nobody actually wants to fix the problem. Because I don't believe that anybody is born with that kind of bad behavior. It's a learned behavior, And if you can actually talk to these people like they're human beings and say, "What are your problems? How can we fix them?" I think we would have less crime in the whole country. But so. I think he hopefully left a legacy like that.
All right.
A lot of it was people, you're already down on your luck, and then you get a parking ticket, and then you get another parking ticket, and then you get the boot, and then you get towed. It's not helping.
Yeah.
You're already in that situation because of all of this, and it just keeps piling on. And those are the things that he looked at, and took to heart.
All right, let me play a devil advocate, Sue, since you watched a lot of the shows. Do you think any of the people that came before the bench with him would try to take advantage of him and his good nature? And if I give him a good sob story, I'll be let go.
Are you kidding me? That happens everywhere. That happens everywhere, and yeah.
I know,
absolutely.
but some judges won't fall for it. But maybe I can get Judge Caprio to fall for
I don't
it.
know. I think he's a very intelligent man, and I think there are ways. If I'm the judge and you're standing before me, you don't think there's people in the background doing their quick checks? You know what I'm saying? I mean, hell, they have that meme on Facebook that says, when you have that friend that can do X, Y, Z. I'm that person. So you trust me. That is happening.
You can't hide anything anymore.
No, they're not letting.
Accessible,
They won't. Do I think it's been done? Absolutely. Do I think they got away with it? Maybe, maybe not. But
all right.
It's not that easy.
I just hate to think that he may have been taken advantage of because he has such a good nature.
Well,
I wanted to help
the
people.
fact of anybody being taken advantage of.
Yeah.
I was taken advantage of once, well, more than once, but one in particular, and it's like, no, that's never happening again.
Yeah.
And no, never happening again.
All right. Moving on to another. And the flags will be lowered to half staff. The governor said that on the day of his funeral.
Right.
So for one day. I said, that's a nice honor. So okay.
Yep.
All right. Moving on to other things. Oh, there's 2 winning lottery tickets out there that haven't been claimed yet. So
Are we at the year mark, or is it just
No,
the current?
it's rather
number?
current. There's a Powerball ticket that's worth $150,000.
Wow.
And it was sold at Twin River Mini Mart on Douglas Pike in Smithfield. So, have you been there?
No.
No, okay,
Unfortunately, no.
All right. And a wild money ticket was purchased at Quality Fuel in Cranston. That's worth over $89,000.
Wow.
And some
Yeah,
people
it
do
wasn't
this
there either.
when they purchase their lottery tickets. They throw it in a drawer and they forget about it.
Yeah.
I purchase them so infrequently that I put it on my refrigerator.
Are you kidding
so
me?
I see it. Oh, I've got to check on that.
Yeah.
I go to
almost immediately.
Yep, when I buy a ticket, because I'm typically not watching the numbers being pulled
When it
live.
happens, yeah.
Oh, so late.
So
yeah.
the next day, I'm like, Rhode Island lottery. I need to know.
Okay, so we're not the ones that are going.
So it's not any of us in this room, apparently.
No. I forgot where the story took place, but someone, their lottery ticket, which was a winner, was under their couch. And it had dropped back there behind the couch, slid under, and they only found it because the cat was under there playing with it.
No.
And the cat was meowing. They said, "What's going on with the cat?" And there's a lottery ticket under here, and they checked it, and it was like $1 million winner.
Wow.
It's out of New York or something like that. I said,
But they
"Geez,
made it
talk
with
about-"
what is it,
They
a
made
year
in-
mark,
yeah,
right?
they made it in time to get their money, but
That's
talk
funny.
about lucky. All right. So the sad story out of Rehoboth, Mass, is that they found that girl's body, and it looks. I don't know if you read the story, but it's right out of Hollywood.
Yes.
Because she texted her sisters because she had very low power on her phone, and the last text she sent to her sister says, "If I die, Greg did it."
Wow.
I'm like, wow.
When I heard that, and I didn't catch the initial part of that,
Yeah.
I heard the text that was sent, but I didn't know it was.
It was her last text she sent to her family.
Well, when the whole thing was taking place, with the search, it wasn't. Yes, they were searching. But they weren't really like calling out the search parties, like the community getting there. So they knew.
No, yeah, we've got this guy. We're just going to lean on him a little more.
They knew, yeah.
Because they said, "Oh yeah, we're going to go search the pond," and then the story came out that said, "Well, we weren't sure if they actually went into the water." Okay, but they leaned on him a little bit. Allegedly, he's confessed. They basically say he drew a map.
Yep.
Here's where her body is, in my backyard.
Wow.
And they went and dug it up. He dug a 5-foot hole to put her body in, and they went right to where he said she was going to be, and that's where she was.
Wow.
And it's there's like you say, right out of Hollywood. There are movies made like that. Look at the Peterson case.
Yeah.
That's what came to mind for
Yep.
me was because again she was pregnant as well.
Because
so.
I'm sure the family went to the police and said,
Oh,
look at this
absolutely.
text. This is who you got to look at.
Those are the first
Yeah.
people that they look at because
Yeah.
obviously
They always
whenever
do,
somebody
yeah.
passes away, it's like, okay, let's look at who
look at the
they're
significant
closest
other.
Who was
to,
she
you
with
know?
last?
Yeah.
And so, and if we just keep talking and asking questions, he's going to trip up somewhere, or or maybe he'll just confess. So that's what it looks. What has happened here? So I guess he pushed her around, and that's when she sent the text. But that didn't kill her, although she did strike her head. But he did. It looks like he stabbed her to death, and a couple of times. So, but you plead not guilty because that's what you do. Bob always tells us that, especially on murder charges. It's automatically it's not guilty, and then you get your whatever lawyer you get, and then we go from there. So maybe they'll.
I think that
make a deal.
is so infuriating, though, to parties involved that you just admitted you did it. Why are we doing
I know.
this?
Now we go to court and we say not guilty.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, to put the family through that whole
Well,
case and everything, like just make a deal or whatever, I mean,
they'll probably make a deal now after the arraignment, and now the
right,
DA will
Bob
come
said
in.
they always
do this. So
do
now
the
they'll come
not
back and
guilty.
say, I don't know, manslaughter or whatever,
I mean,
whatever they
let's
come
do
up with.
something here. Hello.
We know it's you, and you know it's you.
You wrote a map.
You drew a map for
That's your
us. I mean,
handwriting.
Oh my
how
God.
could this is.
There's too much. When there's too much evidence
It's not
like
your
that.
it's not your evil twin that did it, right?
Right.
So there you go. All right, we're gonna take a break here on the Coffee and program, and more coming your way. We ask you to please stick around.
ON 1240.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
ON Worldwide.
It is Coffee and on ON. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Garrett Manseri, Sue Tessier McKenzie, and the Blackstone Valley Call-in-Times is the sponsor of this segment of the Coffee and program. So what's going on over there, Sue?
Good morning, good morning. Well, we're still, obviously located on Main Street, 154 Main Street, Woonsocket. Due to medical situations, Christina is not in the office, although she is working. So she is always available by phone. She is going through certain testing, etc. So if you can't reach her, just leave her a message, 767-8503. If, however, you're having trouble leaving a message, call me on my cell at 487-4136. And just a reminder, the community choice is in full swing, so don't forget to nominate your favorite businesses in the community.
All right, Sue. So now we get to say this, which sounds so Rhode Island. It was Tuesday, and I saw a couple of guys, 3 guys. They were standing outside where the call used to be on Main Street. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know if they were discussing the building or discussing something else, but there were 3 guys just standing outside.
Really?
Talking. And then they kind of just dispersed. But back where the call used to be.
The call used to be, yeah.
I mean, the sign is still up, so.
Well, it's kind of funny because, it's actually pretty funny because almost a year after we moved, now my family lives in the city, my mom, my sister, my brother. My sister went there and she tried to put her payment in a little slot. And it was like a year after we moved. Year. I'm like, wow. Geez, we need to talk more.
A little more about that. We're not there anymore. Okay.
That's the trouble with leaving the sign there, So.
And they won't let us take us down.
That's the story. You can't take the sign down.
It's historical.
Yeah.
But we did have, prior to anything being touched, moved, removed, anything, Historical Society had to go in. And they took some of the items, which obviously we just gave them. Yeah. We had to go through the Historical Society. But then again, there are some homes right here in this city that you can't paint your house a certain color before having the Historical Society.
You must know that, Gary, being a real estate person.
Yep. So that's what we did, and the sign just falls under that category.
Now, is there an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper on the door saying we're down the road?
There has been for quite some time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But well, at least says that.
But it's
don't pay
like,
attention to
but
it.
It's like walking into those doors that says pull, and you walk over there and you still push it.
Come on.
You know it says pull, but you still
push. Yeah.
It's one of those things.
All right.
And pretty soon there'll be a food court there, so people will walk in and they'll be like, "Oh, the call's not here anymore."
Exactly. I'm here for the paper.
When did they move? That's right.
And they're actually planning a distillery too for the basement, so we're going to see if they can pull that off too. But.
Well, now I'm going to tell you, for a distillery in that basement would be awesome because of the historical aspect in that basement.
Yeah, it's unique.
It's kind of creepy for, I mean.
Just to walk in by yourself, but.
Yeah, it was, absolutely. But the
dark,
just
dank.
the whole, all of it.
Yeah.
Oh, distillery's perfect.
Are the presses still down there?
I believe so, unless the new owners
things?
took them apart. You could see prior to us leaving the building.
Yeah.
the paper that got stuck in there was still there.
Still there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Wow, all right.
Yeah, pretty incredible in there.
All right. Well, the good news is the Butler Hospital strike has ended, and they ratified the new contract. However, and I talked to someone else who said they had to go to Butler Hospital, bring their parent over there, and the amount of police that were there to make sure nothing went wrong.
Right.
And patients could get in and out, and there was really no issue there. But now, Providence police officers assigned to work outside of Butler Hospital during the recent labor strike has now cost the Rhode Island taxpayers close to $400,000
Wow.
in overtime costs. Wow, that's a lot of money. Providence City spokesperson Josh Estrella says each day during the strike, one supervisor, 4 officers were assigned to the detail on Blackstone Boulevard. Total cost $398,266. Wow.
So who pays that?
Taxpayers. Or who? It just says taxpayers. So I don't know, like Providence or the state.
Yeah.
I think
does it become?
I think it's the state.
Yeah.
See, all we have to do now is have an Honor Fest protest every year, and we won't have to pay the police
Police
detail.
Right.
detail. There you
It'll be
go.
all set. That's what I say to everybody all the time. I'm like, you try to do a nice thing or do a nice event, and you get sacked with a huge bill. And then it's like, oh, we could just have a rally or a protest, and people automatically just get a sign there. It's the way the world works, I guess. I don't know.
Funny. I'm telling
We'll
you.
have the state taxpayers pay for it. That's great.
Well,
that's a great idea.
and they probably consider the fact that Butler Hospital serves the state.
Right.
It's not like only Providence residents. That would make it just a Providence problem. But where they serve the state residents,
Yeah.
it's got to.
But since it's there, we sent the Providence cops over to to hold down the peace, and there was no.
I was going to say,
ugliness, so that
I
was
didn't
good.
follow it that carefully, but they still allowed people to go in and out of the
Yeah,
hospital,
yeah.
right?
Well,
There
yes.
was no
They
like.
closed certain
patients, yes.
aspects of it, like like I knew a person that not that long ago that wanted to go for alcohol addiction, and you had to meet a criteria to be able to go there.
Yep.
And the criteria was quite high. That part of it, to have a bed for addiction, whether it was drug, alcohol, whatever, that area was closed apparently. That you couldn't get into.
Okay.
And part of that too is it required, and I forget the word that they used, more safety factors. Like if you're dealing with a drug addict that is trying to come clean in being held.
Yep.
Not against their will, but still being held, they can get pretty violent. And that was one of the complaints that
safety.
Right.
I think they were more concerned because the nurses were on strike, but they brought in other nurses. So they
didn't
about
want
them
that
being
head-to-head
hassled.
combat.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the police kept the peace, and nothing ugly like that. At least not that got reported. So
Yeah, I
so
wouldn't
it was good.
expect them to do that because, you're still a professional. This
Exactly.
is not like it's like, political protesters that are like going to cause a problem. They're still nurses, so I don't know.
All right. Also on the statewide news, the mayor of Central Falls. Do you know Maria Rivera? Have you ever met her?
I've
Garrett?
met her a few times. Yeah.
Okay. She has said she's not going to run for lieutenant governor. Last month, she was kicking the idea around. Hey, maybe I will run for lieutenant governor, but she's come out and said nope. She says her heart is in Central Falls. She wants to continue the work there. They had they had the same issue, or they got the same issue going on now that Woonsocket had, where the state has taken over control of the city's schools. So, and they want to take it back. They never took over the schools.
I was
in
going to say
Woonsocket. No? I'm thinking the budget
I don't
commission.
think so.
they took over the
Sorry.
whole city.
I
Yeah.
remember they taking the budget commission, but not the schools. Well, okay. But anyway, the state has taken over the city schools in Central Falls, and of course they want to get it back, and they want to expand housing opportunities. Such a small city. I don't know where they have any land.
I don't know if she's term limited as mayor of Central Falls, is she?
I don't know.
I don't know. So, okay.
I know we changed that here in Woonsocket to give 2 4-year terms, and then you have to step aside. You can always run again, but you have to sit out 1 term.
Right.
All right. I know Garrett was away, but were you back in time to see what our assistant attorney general did down in Newport?
I did to see a little bit of the video, yeah. So,
Sue's
little-
just shaking her head.
a little privilege, yeah.
Well,
Anything to say, Sue?
It just baffles me because I've always been in the public eye, we'll say.
Okay.
I had my limo service. Everybody knew their Sue, type thing. You always have to maintain not professionalism, but some sense of decorum. Have some class.
Right.
And I was at Cook's house, and I'm familiar with Cook's house. And when somebody tells you to leave, number one, I would be mortified that it got to that point.
Yeah.
That's the first thing.
Yeah, you're making such a ruckus, such a stink that you've been told to go.
Right.
Yeah.
And while she may or may not have been intoxicated,
the Attorney General said alcohol was
right.
involved.
I'm sure it was. She didn't look in that manner,
she didn't
like
look drunk.
stumbling. She didn't look in anything like that. But why are you going to throw... Can you see me, this happening, and me yelling, but I'm a limo driver? I mean, it's like, oh, hell, let's put the cuffs on this one. It's just... I just can't understand a person acting like that. But again, like you just said, Garrett, that sense of entitlement.
Yeah.
And it does work in some cases. Like I saw a video of a judge who got pulled over, and he said to the cop, you're going to regret this, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know why people don't just, show the ID, just be like, hey, by the way, this is my identification.
Right.
You go back to the car, and he came back and said, you all set, judge. But again, the entitlement of it and the, I don't have to follow the rules because I make the rules,
Exactly.
that kind of an attitude.
Yeah.
And if you have that position, I'm aware that anything that I do will get in the paper. So I know that, if I'm publicly drunk somewhere, that would get reported somewhere, be all over social media. So you have to have some awareness that maybe you can't get to that level. And if you do want to do that, do it in a private place, in a private home. Have a party, whatever, do your thing, but don't do it in public. Don't embarrass yourself or
Don't embarrass yourself. That's the thing, because
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if you're a happy drunk or an angry drunk.
Yeah.
Or a huggy drunk. I'm kind of a huggy. You still have to maintain your sense of decorum.
Even Peter Rona said that, this is embarrassing for the office.
Exactly.
It's humiliating for the office and for her. So.
Yeah.
And people look for those opportunities because they're
Yep.
like, I'm the one that
yes.
posted the video. It goes viral on TikTok
Yep.
of this, known person that behaves this way. So, and celebrities are very aware of that too. They know that people are out there to try to make money off of them.
Of course,
And
of course.
It's just similar that you're a well-known person in the community. You should be careful as to what you do and what you say.
Yep.
You
You
it's all
shouldn't
public,
need to be told. But like you just said, if you pull out your identification, maintain yourself. Don't be acting like you know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. Mm-hmm. I got pulled over not too long ago, and while this has nothing to do with on that similar, pulling out your ID means everything because as a matter of fact, it was a Providence police officer that was saying people with brain injuries, they don't know better to do that. And they're driving in their stuff. They're not Ron can't drive. And they recommend a business card that you pull out before you open your mouth. Give that officer that card that identifies yourself. And It's got nothing to do with a celebrity. It's just got to do with protecting yourself as well.
Yeah, right.
And I got pulled over, and the first thing I gave him was Ron's business card, just in case Ron got worked up and nervous.
Right.
I gave him a card. So
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
eliminate this.
Yeah.
Your
That's very
ID
smart. Yeah.
eliminates it.
But Garrett, let's say you're a cop in West Greenwich, and you pull this woman over, and she says, doesn't give her name, but says, "Well, I'm the assistant attorney general." Do you even know who the assistant attorney general is in Rhode Island? I never knew who this woman was.
Probably not.
Position,
Good
I know
question.
Peter Nerona.
I know who the attorney general is.
And that's
yeah,
it. I don't know
that's it.
anybody else on his staff.
Yeah.
So you
No.
saying, she said she was the AG. Well, right away, that's a lie. You're not. But
Right.
even if she said I'm the assistant AG, I still don't know who you are, and you may be lying.
You
So
still
how do I
should
know?
have done what Garrett just said. Let's get the ID out.
Yeah.
Identify yourself.
Well, according to Peter Nerona, she is going to apologize to the Newport police at least once, and then he said, "Yeah, we're looking at suspension." And no word yet on whether or not she'll be let go. So they're still working
It
on
was
that.
suspension without pay.
Right.
But
it may go further.
Yeah.
So we'll see. All right, Sue, it is time for a second message from the Blackstone Valley Call and Times newspaper, and then we'll take another break.
again, we are still on Main Street, not 75, 154 across from City Hall. If you need anything, if you're looking to run a legal ad or the obituaries, or you need, back copies, I will do whatever I can to help you. I can be reached at 401-487-4136.
All right, Sue, thanks. The Coffee and program will continue. It's time for the forecast, being brought to you by unbound.org.
Mostly cloudy skies today with a high of 70 degrees and a northeast wind. Tonight, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 55. Friday's weather, sunshine with a high of 80 and a breeze from the north. Saturday, sunshine and 85. Sunday, mostly sunny and 80. Monday, a 60% chance of showers likely in the middle of the day, mostly cloudy with a high of 79. Tuesday, sunshine and 79, and next Wednesday, sunny skies and 75 degrees.
Outside the Navigate Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, looks like mostly cloudy skies at the moment, and 56 degrees. A girl in Kenya dreams of becoming a doctor. An elder in Guatemala dreams of being part of a community. Reach out and change the world, and it will change your own at unbound.org.
Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse offers authentic homemade Polish food to make your next meal special. Try our many varieties of hot and fresh pierogies with onions and what they call dirty sour cream. Or pick up gołąbki, kielbasa, babkas, or some fresh rye bread. We also offer a large selection of specialty and imported foods. Open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 9 in the morning till 6 p.m., Wednesdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays from 8 to 5 p.m. It's Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse. Follow us on Facebook and learn about our weekly specials. Located at 855 Social Street, Woonsocket, Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse has all the authentic Polish foods you love.
Ah, what a crown jewel of a day in the kingdom, my queen. Our young subjects shall delight in the attractions at King Richard's Fair in Carver.
You mean the kids?
With knights jousting on horseback, exotic animals, and entertainers of every variety. I declare King Richard's Fair is royal fun for all of us.
Plus acres of food, drink, rides, and games abound.
Not bad, hon.
King Richard's Fair. Weekends August 30th to October 19th. Tickets at kingrichardsfair.net.
ON Radio.
It is Coffee and here on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here, along with Garrett Manseri and Sue Tester McKenzie. And Bob Lauder's usually here, but he could not make it in this week. Hopefully Bob will be with us next week. But this segment is sponsored by the Law Office of Attorney Bob Lauder. When you need a skilled attorney who will fight for your rights, look no further than Attorney Bob Lauder of Woonsocket. If your legal questions revolve around estates or trusts, then talk to Bob. If you're contemplating a divorce, then talk to Bob. Attorney Bob Lauder has a calming demeanor, which is very helpful in legal matters. And Bob has more than 40 years' experience practicing law. Call Attorney Bob Lauder today at 401-762-4550. 762-4550. The Supreme Court of Rhode Island licenses all attorneys in the general practice of law. The court does not license or certify any attorney as an expert or specialist in any field of practice. All right, Coffee in here on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here. Garrett Manseri, Sue Tester McKenzie. We brought up this story yesterday, but it's getting worse. This is out of Massachusetts. It was a 16-year-old boy, drunk, driving a car, crashes, kills the 13-year-old girl in the car with him, and it happened at 3 in the morning. Why are the kids out at 3 in the morning? And now it gets worse because he was driving a stolen car. I didn't know that yesterday.
My God.
Another new thing. I go, this is getting worse and worse as we go along. The juvenile accused of crashing a stolen car while drunk, killing a 13-year-old, made his first court appearance. Obviously, they won't tell you who the 16-year-old is because he's 16.
Right.
But he's charged with motor vehicle homicide by reckless operation, OUI, and other charges in the crash that took the life of Savannah Gatchell. Police say the stolen car, driven by the suspect, crashed into a rock wall along Atlantic Avenue in Marblehead, Massachusetts. Gatchell died at the scene. He was in Lynn Juvenile Court yesterday, where details of his appearance are sealed because he's a juvenile. So doesn't say what will he charged with? Well, homicide by reckless operation. So
yeah.
Wow.
But nothing on. But you stole the car too.
Just tack that onto the charges.
Let's put another charge on top of
yeah.
that. But isn't that terrible?
Yeah.
Jeez. All right, so that's what's going on there up there. It's like, wow, that's just awful. So and then you taking off, Sue?
Yes.
Okay, Sue's got to run. So take care. All right. So I think you were away, Garrett, when this came down.
Okay.
Up in Boston, Mayor Wu up in Boston said, "Well, we're not going to adhere to the federal government in the ICE operations. We're not going to stand up to we're going to stand up to the bullies and like that." I'm like, you just put a target on your back. And you're inviting them to come.
And I'm pretty sure that they don't even need their assistance. I mean, what do they need their assistance with? They
don't.
Come in. I mean, we don't even know where they come in. I mean, I see these stories about ICE is over here, over there. Like they don't coordinate. I think with state or local government.
I asked Tom Oates. I said, "Does ICE call you
yeah.
when they're coming?"
Yeah.
And he said they don't have to. Okay, they can if they need help.
Right,
but
locating
they're
somebody,
them.
Yeah.
They really don't need help. But if they come into town, they usually don't notify that they're coming, and like that. So, but now ICE is promising major operations in Boston, just based on her refusal to end immigration sanctuary protections.
Right. Yeah.
We're staying a sanctuary city. So Todd Lyons with ICE says Wu's comments on Tuesday will bring a larger ICE presence to Boston. He says they will be flooding sanctuary jurisdictions as city policies mean that criminal illegal immigrants will be in those locations. Wu held a City Hall Plaza press conference this week to state that the city has no intention of dismantling its local sanctuary law, which is why they're now coming.
I'm just confused as to, so they say that these people are criminals. Are they criminals that they create crime here in America, or do they have charges on them from the countries that they come from?
I think it's a combination of both.
Because to me, I mean, if you get charged with a crime, right, you get convicted of a crime, and you're an illegal person here, wouldn't you automatically get sent back at that point? I mean, I don't know how you get you. Oh, by the way, I'm here illegally. I don't have my papers in order, and yet here's your conviction. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
So well, that's who the ICE always says they're going after. These people have committed major crimes in other countries, and we want them out of here before they start doing major crimes here.
But to me, like, how did they, I mean, did they all just cross the border and not take a plane here? I mean, it seems to me, I don't know. I mean, we just left the country. We came back. I mean, it was very easy for us to come back in the country because we're, citizens. But it seems to me, if I had a criminal record, wouldn't they say, "Hey, we don't want you here in our country of Barbados"? Like, I don't know. It's just there should be a stopgap measure there to say, "Listen, you're convicted of a crime. You're not coming to America." I don't know.
That's why they're crossing into the country illegally. So maybe they would run up against that if they try to do it legally. Well, you got a criminal record, so we can't let you in. Okay, I'll do it illegally then. So.
Yeah.
So look for stuff to happen in Boston within the next week or so, but then Dan McKee, our governor in Rhode Island, said, "Oh yeah, we agree with Michelle Wu. Same thing here in Rhode Island. We're right next door, and if they round up whoever they want to round up in Boston, they're just going to come down 95 and say, okay, we're here. Who can we find in Rhode Island if you're going to be like this as well?" So it may get bigger. All right. So okay. Let's see. Other things going on of not the fun nature. Marlborough, Massachusetts. Marlborough dentist accused of placing a hidden camera in the bathroom of his office.
Oh, my God.
Not to record patients. He wants to record the staff members, the people he works with, or she works with.
Yeah,
no, it's a he.
Employee only? Or bathroom?
It might be an employee-only bathroom, yeah. Dr. Patrick Huhn was arraigned yesterday. 7 counts of photographing a nude person without consent and other offenses. Hyun's bail is set at $10,000. He's ordered to surrender his passport, stay away from the dental office. He's also ordered to have no contact with the alleged victims. Now, what if you're a patient of Dr. Hyun, and
think less of him?
Well, now, but no, you have I have a cleaning coming up, this week. No, you don't. The office is closed. He can't make money. He can't do the practice. I'm going to make an assumption that his staff is all going to quit. You got to find now. You and others have got to now find a new dentist.
Yeah. I mean, that's I just don't understand that kind of mentality. Like, what are you trying to gain from that? But
I don't know how you don't think you're not going to get caught, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. And I was trying to think of my dental office. I don't know if there's an employee-only bathroom.
Yeah,
in the office. I know there's one that I have used, but it's for everybody. It's right off the waiting room. so I don't know. So
it's stupid to put your license at risk like that.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't say his license to practice has been suspended.
Not yet.
No, not yet. It may come if he's convicted.
Yeah.
And what do you try to go to a different? If it doesn't, do you try to go to a different town and try to set up shop again and say,
yes, yeah.
I'll just start over. So
there's not many new people becoming a dentist too. That's the problem, So
it's low, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Of people choosing dentistry.
I mean, they tried to cancel my appointment. I go to a local place over here, and they said your next available appointment, you can either come in this week or in October. And I was like,
is this just for your general cleaning kind of thing? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Like, that's how busy they are,
Yeah.
I mean, because there's not a lot of other people out there to do it,
Okay. All righty. Dave Richards is at the coffee and table.
I am?
Yes. Good morning.
I knew I was somewhere.
How are you there, Dave? Everything
Hi,
all right?
how are ya?
All right. We were just...
Hi, Garrett.
Good morning.
How you been?
Good.
Have a nice birthday?
I did, yeah.
Still your birthday month?
Missed you.
Back to reality. Yes, we
missed
celebrated
you
last
while
night
you
with
were
some more
gone.
friends. Yep. So
We were trying to give you our business, for your birthday. We're going to have a little cake up on stage, have Marlon sing to you, and the whole business like that.
And you weren't here.
He decided he had other plans.
Yeah, all right.
it did fall on a Friday this year, yeah. But we went to a tropical island instead. So
Yeah.
Do you still have cake?
Oh, God bless you. I'm glad you could.
Oh, okay,
I'm
good.
glad you
I had a
could.
cake with a humongous sparkler, the biggest sparkler that I've ever seen. It must have gone like way over my head. I was like,
Stuck
I hope
in
this
the-
thing doesn't
stuck
catch
in
on
the cake?
fire. But it was a small piece of cake and then
Okay.
a humongous
And a huge
sparkler.
sparkler.
So.
And you can't blow those things out. You got to wait for it to go all the way down.
There waiting for
and
it
watch
to
it.
go down. Yep. I was like, I'm not touching this thing. So just
Different
wait for it
jurisdictions
to.
have different fire laws, huh?
Yeah,
Get away
especially
with
when
that
you're
stuff in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
especially when
Well, we
you're
were
out
right
in the
near the
country.
ocean, so if something happened, I was going to jump right in the ocean. So.
Yeah, that'd work. That would work. That would work.
All right. Other things going on. This is a little closer to home. CVS Health. Their pharmacy benefit manager, Caremark. Do you deal with CVS at all, Garrett?
yep.
Okay. Caremark has to pay almost $290 million for overcharging Medicare for prescriptions more than 10 years ago.
Wow.
A federal judge gave the order this week after the company was found liable in June. Caremark was accused of manipulating how drug costs were reported, leading to false reports back in 2013 and 2014. Wow. Now, do they pay the $290 million back to Medicare?
I
guess
would hope
that's who
it would
goes to, not to the individual people.
I don't know. I mean, I wish it would go to the people, but I don't know.
Wow.
I guess it goes to the program, but
Yeah. Wow. That's a lot of money. $290 million.
Yeah, well, what the heck?
What, chump change?
I'm sure that's not even the
Yeah,
biggest
right.
lawsuit they've had to pay. So yeah.
290 million here, 209 million there. I have a firm belief that when you get into these strata of government, these astronomical, mind-boggling numbers, I don't know, they don't impress you much anymore. If it's not in the trillions, come on.
Is that the new line, Dave? Trillions of dollars?
Yeah,
Then we
could
start
be.
paying attention.
Could be. I don't know.
When
Maybe I'm wrong.
in the last few months of my dad's life, he was in the ICU, and my mother was always worried. Oh my, how much is this going to cost? That he was in there per day, and I said it's going to cost so much you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
That's how much it costs. So
Yeah.
And I was right. She never got a bill from the hospital or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's so high, you don't have to worry about it.
There's a religious, an Eastern religion. I think it's Hindu or something. I may have that mislabeled, so maybe I shouldn't say. But I was told that there is a certain group of people who, when they feel pain, and they don't want to feel the pain, they don't take chemical reinforcement. They relax, they meditate, and they concentrate on the pain so much that it amplifies the pain to the point where they go into shock and don't feel it.
Does it
this
work?
Is kind of like the financial situation when you go into the hospital in the ICU for an extended period. Mm-hmm. It's like it just, there's so many dollars here that no one has the ability to pay this.
Yes, so don't worry about it.
I'm not saying.
Well,
don't
people
worry
are
about
paying
it.
for it. They're just paying for it in higher insurance premiums and everything.
Okay.
Like, I'll give you an example. You know, when I was on the city council the first time, a family plan cost the city about $12,000-$13,000. Now it costs them $23,000. So it shows you that, like, as much as you want to hire new people, it's like, now I gotta foot a bill for $23,000 of just health insurance, you know?
Right.
And people see it getting that money taken out of their checks too. You know,
sure.
private employees, you know? I mean, they just say, I just got a raise, but then I also got my insurance increase, so I really didn't get anything.
No,
you know?
I lost money.
But so often, Garrett, it's constantly a fight for resources, where some people, in order to get for themselves, don't care who's getting hurt.
Right.
And it happens that way. It's a shame, but that's part of human nature. It's not a very attractive part of human nature. But we see it all the time. Every single legislative session comes out with something where the legislature says, hey, insurance companies, you got to cover this.
Well, they're just going to pass that cost on to the
and
people.
And that means that everyone's insurance rates are going up because the money comes from the ratepayers.
Yeah, it might benefit that one particular person, but then we all have to pay for it. You know,
I would tell
the money
my
has to come from somewhere.
legislative people,
you
I
know?
said, don't vote for this stuff. Oh, well, you gotta, because, and they come in with a sob story, and, I gotta have, and they're destroying the family, and the insurance companies are being mean and blah, 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 like that.
Mean.
And okay, that's part of what happens, and it truly is a crisis for somebody, but what they're doing is they're spreading it out over everybody till it gets
unaffordable for everybody.
Unaffordable everywhere.
Yeah.
It says just unaffordable in some places.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have done something for the individual family. The community could have risen up and helped somehow voluntarily instead of being extorted this money through insurance premiums that have gone through the roof.
Yep.
All right, we're going to take a break on the Coffee Ant program. More coming your way. This portion of Coffee Ant's been sponsored by attorney Bob Lauder. When you need a skilled attorney who will fight for your rights, look no further than attorney Bob Lauder of Woonsocket. If your legal questions revolve around estates or trusts, then talk to Bob. If you're contemplating a divorce, then talk to Bob. Attorney Bob Lauder has a calming demeanor, which is very helpful in legal matters. And Bob has more than 40 years' experience practicing law. Call attorney Bob Lauder today at 401-762-4550, 762-4550. The Supreme Court of Rhode Island licenses all attorneys in the general practice of law. The court does not license or certify any attorney as an expert or specialist in any field of practice.
ON Radio.
More fiber and laxatives, eh?
Who are you?
I'm future you.
Future me?
Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Our doctor figured it out. It's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
ON Radio.
All right, Coffee In on ON AM and FM.
Do we
Thanks
have a
for joining us.
calculation on how much money we've saved this week?
On what?
On air conditioning costs?
Yeah, but
I am so happy about this.
It's chilly out there.
Yeah.
Well, I was actually thinking about turning it on.
I went looking for an extra shirt last night to put on.
I actually closed
last
the
night
window
I put a
last
coat
night.
on. I'm like, is it August? I mean, what's going on? You know?
Right, yeah. But don't worry, we'll be back up 85.
Oh,
in a couple
good,
days.
excellent. All right, I'm not impressed when things like this happen, and it's these celebrity boxing matches.
Okay.
Oh,
To watch regular boxing between boxers, not bad because they actually know what they're doing. When you throw in these people that don't know what they're doing, flailing their arms at each other, this is just ridiculous. But here's the newest one: Shaquille O'Neal, who's 7'6".
Oh my God!
Shaquille O'Neal has accepted a challenge. He's going to fight Will Smith's former bodyguard, Charlie Mack Alston, in the boxing ring.
I never know who that is.
I don't know who he is either. But Alston challenged the NBA legend to the fight on Instagram, explaining the two had an issue. When O'Neal tried to cut in an autograph line, and Alston had to chop him in the neck. Okay, that was in quotes. Now, O'Neal accepted the invitation in the comments, saying he doesn't run from anybody. The fight is being arranged through the officially Celebrity Boxing, which promotes fights between retired sports figures, and it's just, it's not entertaining. They just look so silly, flailing their arms at each other.
But the bodyguard's not even a celebrity. Like, why would you?
Well, but Shaquille is, and that'll bring in the people. That's all that really matters. Is we got Shaquille O'Neal is gonna be there, and I think Shaq's in trouble. Because, bodyguards know how to defend themselves.
Right, yeah.
They know how to fight.
I don't know how big this bodyguard is.
I don't either. So Shaquille's got the reach and the height. But if he can get inside, Shaq, I think you're going down on this. Plus, I don't know, Shaquille's no spring chicken. I don't know how old Charlie Mack is either. But I will not be watching. This does not interest me.
I will not be.
Absolutely does not interest me at all.
No.
All right. No one won the Powerball grand prize again. So the grand prize is now up to $700 million.
Wow.
If you feel like spending a couple of bucks to get a ticket. All right. Let's see. They did have a couple of $1 million winners in the last Powerball drawing. Just $1 million. It's nothing,
Had to pay for the AC for the week, right?
It was sold in Michigan and in Oklahoma, as well as a $2 million winner in Tennessee. So a couple. I'll take that too. I don't have to win the whole thing.
Well, any return on investment is appreciated.
Yeah.
A complete loss is never appreciated.
I would say that's a good return. Yeah.
All right. We might see Garrett down at Lops Brewing a little later on today.
We see him there now and then. As a matter of fact,
Well,
you see me down there now and then.
Because today is National Hazy IPA Day.
Oh, I don't like IPAs, but I might have something else.
All right. It's a day set aside to enjoy one of the nation's most popular craft beers, an offshoot of the modern India Pale Ale or American IPA. Its popularity, however, is rather recent. The hazy IPA style traces its origins to New England in the early 2000s.
Right.
Okay.
Garrett, you were just talking about your preferences. Me, I'm a lager guy. I don't drink really much, but not anymore anyway. I've got my favorite lager beer, and I never make any bones about it. It's Narragansett. I like the recipe. I enjoy it. And on Sunday, I'm hoping they have some when we go to for Tabitha's Beer and Dynamite.
Yeah.
So the deal is, I'm looking at Lops, and I love Sean, and I love what he's done with the place. I really enjoy seeing the people and meeting the people down there. Very, very nice. But I never know what to order. I don't, because it changes, the menu changes, and a lot of people like that it changes all the time.
Right.
And of course, Sean's the one that finally explained it to me, why when you go to these local breweries like this, like Lops, why do you get IPAs all the time? And I said, how come? And he says, real simple. He says, you wait a long time for a lager. It takes a long time to brew a batch of lager. Okay. Meanwhile, your equipment is tied up. You're not making any other beers, and people go thirsty.
Right.
So he says that's the reason why you don't see lagers in a lot of places like his. Okay. I said, but I never know what to choose. He says, I'll give you a little clue, and I adopted it, and I do it. Look around, see what everybody else is drinking, and just sample one that looks good.
And they will let you sample it,
you'll
too.
know.
Will,
so
yeah.
like the Autumn Fest one, I know I like. So as soon as I see that now, because of last
go-to.
year and the year before, I'll take the Autumn Fest.
But sometimes if there's something new up there, I'll say, can I try this? And they'll give you a little sample of it. And they'll try
that's not bad.
I always take the
I'm
latest beer.
uncomfortable doing that.
So
that's
that's how I do it. The more dark it is, the more I won't like it. So
you can do like the darker ones.
I like the lighter ones. Yeah. So I
lighter
find the lightest beer I can find, and I'm going to drink that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool.
You can do that at ice cream places too, Dave. They give you a little wooden spoon. Can I try
to
that?
me, it's like cheating. It's really
but you're not getting the whole thing. You're getting a taste.
Yeah, just a
I know.
You get a shot glass.
As far as the product is concerned, it's not. But the person who's working there, you're making them go through that.
Yeah.
And to serve you like that, and maybe there's a sale, maybe there isn't. Maybe you got to ask again and again because you didn't like this one. I don't know. It's just not for me. But I don't think there's anything wrong with people doing it. It just makes me feel uncomfortable.
All right, we've got a few more minutes to go here. A man is behind bars down in, where is Lutz, Florida? Anybody got any idea?
No.
L-U-T-Z. Okay, Lutz, Florida. Man behind bars. He allegedly crashed a drone that was loaded with drugs into a home in Florida, then went knocking on the door to retrieve the drone. That's great.
Oh, my God.
He's got to, because his higher-ups will have his hide for losing the drugs.
Delivering drugs by drone.
By drone.
My God.
Oh, gosh. You don't think they do that? Of course they do.
Hillsborough County. Hillsborough County in Florida, Dave? Any idea? North, south, middle? No. Hillsborough County deputies arrested Jason Brooks on Tuesday after the homeowner turned over the drone and multiple bags containing meth and fentanyl to the officers. Brooks faces several charges, including possession with intent to sell and an outstanding warrant from Pasco County. He's being held without bond of the outstanding warrant.
Lutz, Florida is right outside of Tampa.
So. Okay. All right. Wow. That's too funny.
Wow.
You go back. Can I have my drone back? Sorry about that.
You lost your drugs.
I'm sorry. We've already taken the drugs, dude.
And gave them to the police. So, who are right here? I want to talk to you. God. All right. And other things to worry about. We had the story yesterday. The almond growers, they're only in California. They're having a rat problem out there, which is why if you go out and buy almonds, they're really expensive now because the rats are eating them like crazy.
Wow.
Here's something else to worry about in California. A person in California has tested positive for the plague.
Oh,
Speaking of rats, El Dorado County health officials said the person was likely bitten by an infected flea while camping in the South Lake Tahoe area. The person is receiving treatment and recovering at home. The plague is a serious bacterial disease commonly spread through the bites of fleas that have fed on infected wild rodents like squirrels and chipmunks, and I'm sure rats. Human cases of the plague are rare, this being El Dorado County's first since 2020.
Wow.
One more thing to worry about, huh?
Yeah. Hopefully it stays over there. So don't come here.
Keep it on the West Coast. Let's see. Coldplay's Chris Martin is defending the Kiss Cam at the band's concert after a video of the tech CEO having an alleged affair went viral. This is still going on. This happened last month, didn't it?
Yeah.
But anyway, the singer says the band has used it for a long time. It's never been a problem. Till now. The clip at the concert in Foxborough led to the resignation of the CEO, Andy Byron, and the HR chief, Christy Cabot. During a show in Hull, England, Martin noted that the Jumbotron fan camera is intended as a way to say hello to fans and is not a kiss cam. Okay. Right. Martin joked that sometimes it turns out to become a massive international scandal. Just wave when you see when the camera's on you. Just wave.
Just don't bring attention to yourself.
You don't have to kiss.
You don't have to.
No.
I don't think they. And these two didn't kiss, although he was hugging.
No,
he was
because
hugging
they
her
were
from
mortified
behind.
immediately.
Yeah.
But I truly wonder if they had kissed, if the wife would have even seen, or anybody would have said something. I mean, I guess probably.
Instead of being scared and trying to hide.
Oh, yeah, that's what did
Yeah,
it.
just act normal.
Act normal. Oh, hi. Yeah, it's us.
I would bring in the other woman next to me.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we're all here.
But with your arms around her, yeah, he kind of got caught right there. So.
Yep.
But you got 2 seconds to make that decision.
Not even.
Everybody learned the lesson, though. I think everybody knows about this story now, so that's the protocol.
Now play it cool.
Yeah.
If it happens to you
There's
next
nothing wrong
time.
with what they were doing. But everything in the universe has an upside and a downside, a positive and a negative.
Funniest kiss cam I ever saw.
That's kind of a negative right there.
Yeah. Funniest kiss cam I ever saw was in Providence at the Amp during a Providence Bruins game.
Right.
Because they would do the crowd, but they would always pick, as the song was ending, or as we were coming back to play, they would pick 2 players on the opposing team that are sitting on the bench. And naturally, they're sitting next to each other. And they put the little heart around them.
Oh, my.
And so most of them would, they'd just laugh it off.
Yeah, right.
And it's funny. One guy did kiss the helmet of the other guy. I thought that was funny.
Oh,
So
my.
I said that. Now that's someone that knows a joke when they say it. So that's great. All right, that'll do.
Unfortunately, it could go viral. You never know.
Well, it didn't. It just, and everyone just laughed inside the Civic Center.
The cruelty of social media knows no bounds.
True. All right, that'll do it for the show. Thank you very much for listening in. Garrett, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, everybody. See you at the park tomorrow for our last concert.
Yep, and then Twilight on the Blackstone, right?
Yeah, then Saturday night at the Blackstone.
All right.
And then Sunday night with Tabitha's Fete on at
Busy weekend.
Very busy weekend.
It's, right.
All right, and thanks to Sue Tesser McKenzie, who joined us earlier. Dave, thanks for popping in here at the end.
Thanks to Sue. Thanks to Garrett for coming in. It's great to see you again, pal. Great conversation. Joe, I'll see you later at 2 o'clock playing some records,
Sure, absolutely. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do remember's up next after the 9 o'clock news.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket